Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a foundation review for you. Surprise, surprise. I love doing these, so we continue. This one is on the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It's new, but it's not too new. It's been out for a couple of months now, but I'm just now getting around to it. As we all know, Wet n Wild is a drugstore brand. This retails for $5.99. And you can find it pretty much at any of your drugstores that you have close to you, including on the Wet n Wild website, which is actually where I picked mine up because I was having issues locating the color that I needed. I have the color 360C Porcelain. It is the lightest shade. This does come in 20 different colors, so it has a really nice shade range for the drugstore. This was supposedly tested under 7 different lights to make you always look perfect underneath any kind of lighting. So right now you're seeing me in natural light. That's what you're seeing me do the demo in, is natural light, because I am being so lazy and not setting up my lights today. I will tonight for the final check-in. I'll set up my light because it'll be dark because I'm filming this really late. But the next check-in I'm actually going to do underneath my bathroom lighting so we can see what it looks like there. But anyways, continue on. This is supposed to be lightweight, fragrance-free. It's supposed to have medium to full coverage. It's supposed to be oil. It is oil and sulfate free. There is supposed to be no flashback, which again, I will take a picture of myself. I don't know if I will insert it into the video, but I will definitely let you know in the update or whenever. If you go onto the Wet n Wild website, you can actually go in and find your shade match, which is a really nice feature for the website. And it's kind of like any other shade match thing, kind of like when you go into Sephora. On their website, they have a shade matching thing, and basically you just go in, you pick from their selection of foundations. They have like big name brands like L'Oreal and stuff. I think they might have Lancome too, because that's pretty common. You pick what color you wear in those foundations, and then it will match you to their foundation. So it's a pretty nice feature, and I would say that it matched me pretty well, as Porcelain is a pretty decent shade match. I've had this foundation on for probably about an hour 20, and it has not oxidized yet, so I don't see that being an issue. The packaging is pretty nice. It's glass packaging. It is pretty heavy. It feels pretty nice for Wet n Wild. Which I'm always going to complain if something doesn't come with a pump or it's not in a squeezy tube, because it's just annoying. But this does not come with a pump. It does not come with a squeezy tube. It comes with like this little spatula thing. It works pretty well. It does its purpose. I personally just prefer a pump or a squeezy tube over that kind of application. There's nothing, it doesn't claim to be any kind of skincare benefits or anything like that, so there's nothing like that for me to go over with you. It's just supposed to look nice in photography. We're gonna go ahead and cut to the demo, and I will be right back. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the application of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I have my beauty blender, which I'm gonna use on one side, and then I have my Wayne Goss 13 brush on the other. As per normal, I don't have any primers on my face, so this is just my bare skin with my skincare, SPF, and all that normal stuff that I use for my skincare. It has the typical cosmetic smell, kind of almost like nail polish. But let's try it with the brush first. I don't know whether to go in with the brush or just to put it on my face. And it's going on pretty nicely. This brush actually blends out foundation pretty nice. I would say that it's a really nice medium coverage so far though. And it looks like a pretty good match. Blended out really quickly with the brush. So it was pitting up a little bit right here with the little white dots where it kind of sinks into the pores. But going over it with my beauty blender real quick kind of got rid of that. So there we go. Maybe not with the brush then. The brush leaves my skin a little bit too dry. So I'm going to go over this side there, and that is working a little bit better. It is a little kicked up around my nose, but it doesn't look too bad. We're going to go in with the other side now. I'm just going to put some actually on my beauty blender. Let's see how the sponge applies it. I definitely liked it. The brush blended it out really quickly, but it kind of left it cakey for my skin. And it's slightly lighter coverage with the Beauty Blender versus the brush. So let's see if we can build it a little bit. First, even out my forehead, I guess. That would be a good idea. It does seem to be building really nicely upon itself. It's not pulling up additional product when you put it over it, and it's adding a little bit more coverage. Not a ton. Definitely a matte finish foundation. There is no glow to my skin right now at all, but it's not clinging on to dry patches or anything. The only issues that I'm having with it at the moment, after just now applying it, it does build up pretty nicely. It doesn't cake or anything, but it doesn't have full coverage, but it is caking a little bit around the dry patches on my chin where I have breakouts, and just caking ever so slightly right here on my nose, both sides, and going into my pores. But other than that, it's pretty smooth on my forehead. It has a pretty tacky finish, so I think I'm gonna have to set this. So right now it's 2:18 in the afternoon. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup for the day, and I will be back to check in with you. Alright guys, it's the end of the night. Oh, it's so unsteady, sorry. We are in my bathroom lighting like I said I would do earlier. Sorry, I forgot to check in earlier. I actually met my husband for coffee, and I just kind of went back to work with him and hung out with him while he was at work instead of coming home. And I didn't have any of my camera or anything, or I didn't have any way of filming, and yeah, so this is in bathroom lighting with the little light, what are they called? I don't remember what they're called. You know, like the little fluorescent bulb things or whatever. And this foundation, it's almost, what time is it? It's almost 9, so this foundation has been on for about 7 hours. Not as long as I would typically do for a foundation review, but it's long enough. I'm ready to take it off and ready to get these contacts out of my eyes. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit. So, can you hear Star Trek in the background? Give me 1 second. Turned off the Star Trek. So, like I said, it's been on for 7 hours. And what I noticed in this, it's been this way since I applied it. It was really patchy on the nose first thing this morning as soon as I applied it. And, the lighting. And even now, it's still really patchy. It's actually gotten tackier throughout the day, and it doesn't feel oily or heavy, but it does feel, it has like a tacky feeling on my skin, which I don't like. And then, if you guys can see it, it has caked up pretty badly around my nose area. So my nose area, my lip area just look awful. I'm not happy with how it looks at all. It's settled into my expression line up here. And then my chin is just looking so dry and crusty right now. It's disgusting. So overall, I didn't really like how it applied first thing this morning, and I'm not liking how it's worn throughout the day. So it's not a foundation that I'm going to be reaching for very often. Maybe if my skin got a little bit oilier and it could handle the dryness of this foundation, I would consider reaching for it a little bit more often, but as of this moment, this isn't one that I would recommend. But it is only $5.99, so if you were curious about this foundation, you can return it. I mean, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, they all have really good return policies, so you could return it even if you didn't like it. So it's worth a shot to see if it would work for your skin. I'm sorry about, this camera's really heavy. But yeah, overall, not that impressed. But if it doesn't work for my skin, it doesn't mean that it wouldn't work on you. It just didn't work out for me. But yeah, my eye makeup is awful right now looking too. But I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I will see you later. Bye!